Hello, good evening. I'm discussing about student evaluation and assessment. Student evaluation and assessment refers to the process of measuring and analyzing a students' academic performance, skills, knowledge, and overall progress within an educational setting. The purpose of this process is to ensure that learning objectives are being made to provide feedback for the students and to guide future instruction. Evaluation is the appraisal of learners' progression attaining the educational goals set by the specific curriculum. It may be defined as the systematic process of determining the extent to which instructional objectives are achieved by learners. Types of evaluation and assessment: formative assessment, ongoing assessment that takes place during the learning process. These are used to monitor students' learning and provide ongoing feedback. Examples include quiz, discussion, peer reviews, and classroom activities. It is the assessment for learning. It is the continuous assessment system. It provides regular feedback to the learner for the improvement. Example, classwork, homework assignment, unit tests, periodic examinations, various activities like quiz, observations. Summative evaluation occurs at the end of the learning period, such as the end of a unit, term, or course. This assessment evaluates what students have learned. Examples include final exams, end of the term projects, and standardized tests. It is the assessment of learning to check the attainment of the learning outcomes, goals, competencies. It is conducted for providing the grade to the learner. It is warranted evaluation. Examples: various standardized tests, final examination. Diagnostic evaluation. Diagnostic assessment is used to identify students' existing knowledge, skills, and potential learning difficulties before instruction begins. This helps educators tailor their teaching strategies. It is the diagnose the specific learning problem of the learner. It helps to diagnose the social, intellectual, pedagogic problems of the learner. Example, assessment test, item analysis, behavior observation, interview, case study, psychological test, pathological diagnosis, and so on. Norm reference and VS criterion reference assessment. Norm reference, students are compared against a norm group, typically their peers. Criterion reference, students are assessed against a predetermined standard or set of criteria without comparison to others. Methods of evaluation and assessment: test in exams, standardized or teachers test to assess knowledge in a subject area. Project and presentation: students demonstrate understanding through hands-on project, presentation, or portfolios. Peer and self-assessment: students evaluate their own work or the work of their peers, fostering reflective learning and critical thinking. Rubrics: detailed guidelines or scoring tools used to assess specific criteria within an assignment or project. Purpose and importance: feedback provides students information on their strengths and areas for improvement. Motivation: encourage the students to achieve their best through a clear understanding of expectation and learning goals. Instructional improvements helps educators refine their teaching methods, based on students' performance and needs. Accountability ensures that students meet required standards and that educational objectives are being achieved. Challenge in the evaluation and assessment, bias and fairness, ensuring the assessment and bias and unbiased, test anxiety, managing the stress and anxiety that assessment may cause for students. Diversity in learning styles, creating assessments that accommodate different learning styles and abilities. Emerging trends, digital and online assessment with the rise of technology, many evaluations are now conducted online, offering instant feedback, a range of interactive formats. Adaptive assessment is tailored the difficulty of questions to the ability to level the students, providing a more personalized assessment experience. Personalized and adaptive assessment. What is the adaptive assessment? Adjusts the difficulty of questions based on the student's response in real time. Personalized assessments cater to individual learning styles and needs. Impact. These assessments provide a more tailored and accurate measure of a student's abilities and understandings. They can help identify the specific areas of strengths and weakness more effectively. Digital and online assessment and the increasing use of the digital platforms for conducting assessments. This includes online quiz, e-portfolios, and digital simulations. These allow for greater flexibility and accessibility, enabling the assessment to be conducted anytime, anywhere. They also offer immediate feedback, which is beneficial for continuous learning. Competency-based assessment, assessment that focus on students demonstrating their competence in specific skills or knowledge areas rather than just completing courses or passing exams. These trends emphasize mastery of content and practical application, which can better prepare students for real-world challenge. uh, Gamification and interactive assessment using the game-like elements in assessment to engage students. This includes interactive simulation, quiz with rewards and challenge that makes learning fun. Gamified assessment can increase student motivation and engagement, making the learning process more enjoyable and effective. Data-driven insights and analytics, learning big data and analytics to gain deeper insights into students' performance. This includes tracking progress over time, identifying patterns, and predicting future outcomes. Data-driven assessment allow educators to make informed decisions, tailor instruction to meet individual needs, and ensure that educational goals are being met. Holistic measurements, continuous testing, real-time data-driven insights, tailored learning, shift in scoring strategies with rubrics. Grade. Grade is a standardized measure used in educational setting to evaluate a student's performance in particular course, subject, or assignment. Grade reflects how well the students have understood the material and meet the learning objectives. A grade is a position on a continuum of the quality, proficiency, intensity, or value. The continuum can be expressed numerically 1 to 100 by letters A, B, C, D, E, F, or using the set of verbal descriptions, example, proficiency, basic, below, basic, etc. Assessment trends, later grading and number scoring remain the central to the many educational systems, but they are being adapted and supplemented by modern assessment trends that emphasize the clarity, fairness, and more comprehensive understanding for the student learning. This integration aims to balance the familiarity and simplicity of the traditional grading methods with the benefits of more knowns and student-centered assessment practice. Number scoring points or point into this numbering numeric unit that is used in test and oral school work. We also used this word for classroom activities and games. For example, you ask about what to tell a student who has done well in class. I would say I will give you 10 points for your correct answer, or you might explain before you ask question. I'll give you 10 points if you answer this question correctly. Scores. Score is the total number of points of a student, a test, or other academic work. For example, suppose you are telling your students about an upcoming test, you could say that each section is worth 25 points for the total score of 100. Letter grading. A letter grading system is the one that uses the letter scale instead of numbers and to categorize the students into a certain and denoted by the letter grade according to the score. Letter grade is common in educational systems where ABCDF or variation of thereof respect different levels of performance. For example, it may differ from in depends on institution. Excellent or outstanding performance, B good performance, C average, D below average performance. Examples of grading scoring grades are average to create a grade point, GPA. GPA is calculated by using the number of grade points of students on in given period of time. Cumulative grade point, CGPA, sometimes referred to as the just GPA, measure the students' performance for all these course. Uh, grade point, GPA. GPA is the numerical representative of students' average performance in their course over a specific period, typically single term or semester. It is calculated by taking the average of the grade points earned in all courses during that period, weighted by the number of credits for each course. Scale, most of the institutions use the 4 scale. 4 correspond to A, excellent, 3 correspond to B, good, 2 correspond to C, average, 1 correspond to D, below average, 0 correspond to F, fail. It also depends on the institution. It depends on in your institution, what is your institution criteria. It depends on different institutions. GPA cumulative grade points. CGPA is the broader measure represent the students' overall academic performance across the semester or terms or certain points. It includes the all courses taken by the students throughout their academic program. CGPA is calculated by driving the total number of grade points on in all courses and by total number of credits attempted throughout the student's academic career. It is used to give an overall picture of the student's academic performance and across the multiple semester of entire duration of this program. SGPA, SGPA refers to the average grade point points in the particular semester. It is similar to GPA, but it is specially used for the single semester performance. Calculation, it's like GPA is calculated averaging the grade points on in the courses of that semester weighted by the credit hours of each courses. SGPA is often used to assess a student's performance in the specific term or semester, which is then contribute to the calculation of CGPA. For example, 5 courses, the credit hours and grade, these are the grade points. For calculating SGPA, it's calculated by grade point and credit are multiplied, and these are added and divided by total credit hours, 15 divided, so that this SGPA is 3.28. GPA and SGPA helps track the academic progress in specific terms. CGPA is often used in the graduation requirement eligibility for scholarship and job application. It reflects overall academic performance. Overall assessment strategies. This is the raw score grading explanatory. Is this also 100 A outstanding, 185, 65 excellent, 164, 50 very good, 149 good, uh, the satisfactory. This is the another types. The rubric. A rubric is a tool used education to assess and grade students work based on a set of specific criteria. Rubrics provides a clear and structured framework of evaluating quality of work, helping both teachers and students understand what is the each and level of performance. See, examples of rubrics are working and writing assignments. See, thesis, this is the thesis. Excellent for 4, good 3, fair 2, needs improvement 1. Clear, well-defined, and insightful 4, clear but should be more insightful 3, present but lacks clarity on insight 2, needs improvement, unclear, missing 1. Evidence, strong, relevant as a well integrated for adequate but could be stronger or more relevant. 3, some evidence but not well integrated or relevant. 3, 2, weak or missing the evidence. 1, organization logical, well structured with the strong transition. 4, clear but with minor structural issues. 3, some organization issue that affect clarity. 2, disorganized and hard to follow. 1, grammar free of errors, police and professional. 4, few errors that do not affect readability. 3, several errors that sometimes affect the readability. 2, numerous errors that significantly affect the readability. 1. This is the rubrics, types of rubric, analytic, holistic, and task specific. Uh, holistic is the rubric provides a single overall for a student's work based on the overall impression. It's often used a quick and general assessment if needed. However, it provides less detailed feedbacks on the specific strength and weakness. Scores 5, excellent, that works organized and free error. 3, adequate, that work meets the basic requirements but lacks depth and has some errors. Score 1, the work is incomplete and disorganized and filled with errors. Holistic, needs improvement, tolerable, adequate, excellent. Analytic rubric breaks down the tasks into the multiple criteria, each of the which is scored separately. This type of rubric provides the detailed feedbacks on each aspect of the assignment, helping students understand specific area where they excel and need to improvement. Thesis points, clear, compelling, well-supported thesis, clear thesis, but could be more compelling. Thesis present but lacks of clarity in support. Thesis is unclear and missing. Organization, logical structure transition, clear structure, but transition could be stronger. Organization inconsistent, disorganized or difficult to follow. We can make these types of rubrics. Analytic rubrics criteria made good observation, limited observation are absent or vague, acceptance. Most observations are clear, detailed. Proficiency, all observations are clear and detailed. Made good predictions. Predictions are absent or irrelevant. Most predictions are reasonable. All predictions are reasonable. Made good conclusions. Good conclusions. Conclusions is absent and inconsistent with observation. Conclusion is consistent with observation. Conclusion is consistent with observation. Single point rubric provides criteria for what is the expected and proficient level, but leaves room for feedback on how to work either exceeds or falls short this expectation. It encourages more detailed and personalized feedback, focusing on the improvement and exceptional performance without the constraint predefined levels. Proficiency level criteria thesis student clear and well-supported thesis. feedback areas of constant excellence are noted in the margins. Benefits of using rubrics, clarify the expectation for students, helping them understand what is the required to achieve a high grade. Consistency rubrics provides a consistent and objective way to assess a students' work, reducing subjectivity in grading feedbacks. Rubrics, other detailed feedbacks, allowing students to see where they perform well and where they need to improve. Guidance rubrics can serve as a guide during the creation of the assignment, helping students focus on the most important aspects on their work. Self-assessment rubrics can be used by students to evaluate their own work before submission, promoting self-evaluation and reflection. Using the assessment information effectively is essential for creating a responsive and adaptive educational environment. By leveraging data for assessment, educators can enhance instruction, provides meaningful feedback, support students' growth, and drive continuous improvement in their educational practice. Information instruction, identifying gaps in knowledge, differentiating instruction, adjusting pacing, providing the feedbacks in the students, and guiding students' improvement. Assessment results provide student feedback on their strength and areas of improvement. Effective feedbacks is specific, constructive, and timely, helping students understand what they need to do, improve, setting goals. Teachers and students can use assessment data to set personalized learning goals. This can motivate students to take ownership to their learning and work towards specific targets, encouraging reflection by analyzing their own performance on assessments. Students can reflect on their learning strategies and study habits, learning to greater self-awareness and self-regulation. Supporting grading and reporting. Fair and objective grading assessment information provides assigning grades that accurately reflect a student's understanding and skills. Rubrics, as the mentioned earlier, can help ensure that grading is consistent and transparent. Reporting to parents and stakeholders. Assessment data is often used to report students' progress to parents, schools, administrators, and other stakeholders. Clear data-driven reports can help communicate students' achievements and areas where support is needed. Driving the curriculum development, curriculum evaluation, and aggregate assessment data from multiple students or classes can reveal trends that suggest whether the curriculum is meeting its objectives. For examples, if many students consistently perform poorly on a particular unit, it may indicate that the curriculum needs to revise. Curriculum alignment. Assessment information can be used to ensure that the curriculum is aligned with the learning standards and objectives. It helps in verifying that what is being taught and students are being assessed. Enhancing and development. Enhancing professional development, identifying the teacher needs. Assessment data can highlight areas where the teacher might benefit from additional training or resource. For instance, if the students are underperforming in a particular subject, it may indicate a need for professional development in that area. Collaborative reflection. Teachers can use assessment results to collaborate with their colleagues, sharing strategies that work well and discussing how to address common challenges. Monitoring the student progress, tracking growth over time by using the assessment information over the course of a semester or school year. Teachers can monitor a student progress and growth. This helps in identifying the needs and making long-term instructional decisions. Intervening early. early assessments can identify students who may need additional supports or interventions, preventing small issues from becoming larger problems. Supporting accountability and accreditation. School improvement plans. School often use assessment data to create and refine school improvement plans. These plans may focus on areas such as closing achievement gaps, improving test scores, or enhancing specific program. Accreditation and compliance. Assessment information is critical for meeting accreditation requirements and ensuring that schools comply with educational standards and regulation. Research and development. Educational research assessment data contributes to educational research, helping to identify effective teaching practice, learning strategies, and assessment methods. This research can lead to innovation in education and better outcomes for the students. Pilot program. Schools may use assessment data to evaluate the effective of new programs or teaching methods, determining whether they should be adopted more widely. Supporting equity and in education, identifying these priorities, assessment information can reveal achievement gaps between the different groups of students based on race, socioeconomic status, and special needs. This can prompt targeted intervention to promote equity. Resource allocation. Schools can use assessment data to allocate resources more effectively, ensuring that students who need the most help receive it. Okay. Involving a student in assessment process, self-assessment, encouraging the student to assess their own work using the rubrics or reflective practice helps them develop critical thinking and self-regulation skills. Peer assessment, the students can also assess each other's work, which can promote collaborative learning and provide different perspective on the quality of work. Decision making evaluation is the final step of the formal decision process. Evaluating outcomes may help the decision makers learn lessons that will improve the decision making abilities. It can also be valuable to assess the process by using the decision once it made future decision more effective. Feedback for improvements, evaluation helps need assessment, use data, decision making, student resource, help with the collaboration between the teachers. Levels of objectives uh, create, evaluate, analyze, apply, understand, remember, combining the parts to make the new whole, and judging the values of the information ideas, breaking down the information into the component parts, analyzing the facts, rules, concepts, and ideas, understanding what the facts mean, recognizing and recalling facts, modified Bloom taxonomies, knowledge, comprehension, application, analyze, synthesis, evaluation. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. Lots and lots, high order thinking skills, creating, evaluate, analyzing. Low orders, applying, understanding, remembering. Remember, can the learner recall and remember the information? Actions, define, duplicate, memorize, recall, repeat, state, describe, name, find, list, write. Understand, can the learner explain the ideas, concept, classify, discuss, explain, identify, report, select, translate, paraphrase, compare, differentiate between gravity and gravitation, apply. Can the learners use the information in the new way? Assemble, construct, demonstrate, dramatize, illustrate, interpret, operate, sketch, solve, use, complete. Why does the value of G becomes greater in than in the DORFA? Explain. Analyze. Can the students distinguish between different parts? Construct, criticize, appraise, compare, examine, discriminate, categorize, investigate. Why are why are all the stars fixed in the space? Evaluate. Can the learner justify the stand or decision? Appraise, argue, defend, judge, select, evaluate, justify, recommend, rate, choose. Atmosphere is present around the surface of the earth, but it is not present around the surface of the moon. Justify this statement. Create. Can the students create product or new points of view? Assemble, construct, create, design, develop, formulate, write, plan, invent, compose, imagine, prepare a model of the art to show the value of art different from place to place. Okay, I'm discussing about student evaluation assessment. Thanks for watching and thank you for your patience. That's now. Bye bye. See you again.